Jeff, I hope you brought your bionic arm.
One of these might be bionic. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to find out the hard way. Which one of these is can be controlled with a Razer Stargazer.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna.
Oh man, you found it.
How many fingers? Okay. Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Yes.
Up in here.
Here, right here.
Yeah, like right in front of us. Patrick from Eidos Montreal is here to run us through it. You guys are shopping a demo around?
Yeah, we're doing different demos. This is going to be different. I haven't actually done this before, talk about the game and play it at the same time. So
buckle up.
It's going to be interesting to see.
It's super easy. No one ever complains when it goes sideways.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
It's not the kind of game where you need to pay attention or anything.
No, of course not. It plays itself.
It's kind of a corridor type of thing, yeah.
But yeah, you guys have brought a demo with a bunch of stuff in there, and a little bit of stuff that we can't show.
A little bit of stuff, yeah.
We're going to do our best to dodge that.
We're actually in Gollum City right now. We're like in a quarter through the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Og ghetto outside of Prague. So by that point, players got to experience Prague a little bit and the state of the world. And it's 2 years after the events of Human Revolution. It's not going so well for augmented people. They're being outcast by society. People are afraid, and a lot of them find themselves in ghettos like this. It was particularly bad in Prague, and you just kind of landed. You need to meet a contact actually in here, and you need to ultimately get this guy, Talos Rucker. He's the leader of the Augmented Rights Coalition. And the augmented people are being blamed for a lot of the terrorist acts that are going on in the world right now. So his presence is very strong, and he's been depicted pretty badly so far in the game. Like he's responsible for a lot of bad stuff, and his organization is basically like a glorified terrorist organization. And as you get through here and you speak with some of these people, you understand that there's a very different reality going on, and that he's actually responsible for helping a lot of these people, helping them survive and helping them organize themselves. So we're just going to go through a little quickly here, but you can definitely spend a lot of time talking to these guys.
You must submit to an identification scan.
And then there's been a bombing also in the Rizika station, a train station in Prague. So after that, the police have kind of come in to Gollum City, and they're looking around for Rucker as well. So you have to get there before they do, and they're not being very subtle about it. They're not being very nice.
This is running on a PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's different stuff going on, and people definitely feel persecuted. The police, it's interesting because you can speak with the policemen as well, and they're not all necessarily happy to be there as well, and they don't all have the same opinion about what they're doing, and they don't necessarily feel legitimized with what they're doing. And some of them, some of them are bullies, others are not, and there's always like shades of gray in our world.
How focused are you on your kind of primary story objective at this point? Do you guys have kind of a similar lineup of sort of side quests that the first game had?
Yeah, right now, in this particular section, my main objective is actually to go here and meet my contact. I can actually just go around and kind of explore, and I think there was stepped in some fire there. I could go around, explore this area, and see like some of the places where our people are living. I could speak with other characters. I'm just going to ignore actually the main objective, and I'm just going to go down and explore by myself. And that's one of the things we do a lot, and that especially players who are new to the franchise, I really appreciate the fact that they kind of discover this freedom of like you have objectives, but you can do things your own way, and you can
kind of stumble into some things.
Yeah, and like this guy obviously.
Get out of here. Smart clank like you should know where he's not wanted.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to find our way around this guy. There's different paths leading there. We could just kind of like plow our way through.
Yeah,
what would you guys want?
I'm looking at the icons down here, and I see a fist with a lightning bolt on it, and I'm like, that might get something done. I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's see if we can do that without being seen, though. We're gonna get in the back a little bit, and then the thing with the Tesla is actually you can target multiple enemies at once. So maybe we could target this one, and this one, and neutralize them both at the same time. So some civilians saw us there, so there's a little bit of panic there, and they're gonna get some other policemen probably to come in, so we're gonna leave this area.
Aren't you on their side though?
Brother, watch it.
Well, actually,
They need to know
the task force is actually having some problems. So
Okay.
like there's the police feel like that this is their territory, and because of the terrorist, the bombing, like they should be having the legislative, they should be running the operation, and then the task force is more a higher level, a separate kind of organization, so they don't like us very much.
I can't help you. It's too dangerous now.
What do you guys think? Are you sure? Focus? Can we get him out of there?
I think so.
All right.
Tibor, I can get you out of here.
And then what? They go back to my housing unit and take me again?
So the way that you actually play out this conversation is
What if you're
interesting
not
because depending on what you choose to say to him, he's going to give you different pieces of information. And he's going to, if he doesn't believe you at all, he's just going to kind of shut down, and you're only going to have like one next objective available to you. If he opens up, then he's going to reveal to you some other opportunities that you have to make your way through the hidden section of the ARC organization.
Now, is that based on like the path you're taking through the dialogue tree, or there's the kind of stat checks along the way, like a speech check or something like that?
It's through the dialogue tree. There's a special personality augmentation as well that you could have. So in some conversations, it's going to give you an opportunity to like interrupt or convince people of your way, bypassing the problems of getting the wrong dialogue tree, and that's going to be useful in some debates as well.
Thanks, I'll look into it.
I feel like that ends up in games that offer that option, like in a tech tree or something like that. I feel like that's always the direction I spec in first, just because I never want to miss out on dialogue options or stuff like that.
I did that too on Human Revolution. So he's given us some different possibilities there.
Why am I not surprised?
He knows, and his
Besides, it's not a
his
complete
brother is
Russian
actually
base
being held
into Arkham.
here,
Well, just be careful,
and
This
it's not going so well for him.
Let me know.
But there's a lot of guys there around him as well. So that's one way that we can go about that. We could also just exit the area and find some other means. What do you guys feel like? Should we do anything with this guy, or
I'd say try and get him out.
try to get him out? All right.
Yeah.
So again, like we could just jump into the fray right there. We can look around. There's an area over here with some hacking that gives us an access there to a vent that we can see behind.
It seemed like a couple minutes ago you were getting some kind of extra XP bonuses for doing things stealthily and stuff like that. Would you get similar bonuses if you kind of went in guns blazing, or are those things that you only get if you kind of are getting in and out cleanly and that kind of thing?
You'd get XPs for anything that you're doing. So that's not something that was something that was criticized a little bit in Human Revolution, because it felt like the game was kind of encouraging you only to play in stealth, and that wasn't really the case. That wasn't what led to that in Human Revolution, but we've addressed it in Mankind Divided, and you do get XPs for shooting as well. And it's more like I'd say like picking up like gold pieces one at a time, or getting like the whole pouch. At the end, if you do it stealthily, you get a bigger bonus than if you take out the. So where did this guy go? To get in there.
Problem. This may go badly. That is not the guy you wanted to see.
No, but let's see if we can find like the right.
All right. Well. Push the shit out of that robot.
We found the weakness with the because we have the EMP ammo that we could use on him as well. We have these shortcuts on the controller as well that you can just go through and cycle like through your weapons back and forth. Or he's coming to investigate. Let's take that down as well.
He's investigating this.
He heard some
a little bit of that.
Investigate my fist.
Let's see.
Man down here.
Oh,
And she saw that.
there's only one left. That'll be.
A little bit of overkill. But did I get it done? Oh no, I think she has a. Her helmet is actually protecting her from the gas. I thought, yeah, that worked out. Let's do a little bit lethal, or let's try to use a little bit of stealth, maybe to reposition ourselves.
Whoa.
Cool. All right.
Maybe we attract more people.
This guy's been very patient this whole time.
Yeah, so you can't speak to people in our game with when you're pointing a gun at them.
Those cops won't be a problem anymore.
Too bad. I was just starting to warm up to them.
I can try and get some more down here if that's what you want.
No. It is better.
Do you have any freedom as a player to decide like which side of this social divide you're on? I mean, I guess Jensen is like as augmented as they come, right? So
yeah,
does that mean he's just immediately on that side of this conflict? Or?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Like he didn't ask to be augmented as well. So like I think he has a perspective on things as well, like why the naturals could feel the way they do against augmented people. Ultimately, I think as the case is for Jensen, he's kind of looking for his own answers. He's tired of being the puppet, and he tried to do a lot of good in Human Revolution, and it didn't work out too much. You know, he tried the kind of the blue collar approach, and that's definitely a part of his personality. So I think that's why he's part of the task force, because they can still do some actual work on the ground. But he's also working with the Janus Collective. And they're investigating more like the conspiracy aspect of it, and he's definitely inquiring into that as well, because he's kind of using like both parts to get the answers that he's looking for, like who's really pulling the strings and who's running the Illuminati, and like what's their plan and what's going on there. So he's much more accepting of who he's become, like as this augmented guy with all these augmentation. It's like, well, this is what I am now, and let's own that and use it for good or bad, depending on how you decide to play him. Because
whatever his version of good ends up being.
Exactly. Like we kind of leave it up to players to figure out like how they want to augment him, how they want to play it. You could be lethal. The way we present the police, a lot of them are corrupt as well. And then they're doing a lot of. So you could feel legitimized in taking him on, as you could feel that no matter what you shouldn't be doing it.
So with this being a follow-up to a game where, by the end of the previous game, Jensen was really powerful.
Yeah.
Is there kind of a storyline justification to kind of bring him back down to earth a little bit, or do you kind of start like?
Well, we start with a lot of augmentations, and right off the bat, we want to show that Jensen is different as a character, and that we wanted that to translate into the gameplay as well. And then, through the explosion that happens in the train station, there's actually a lot of problems with his augmentations, and he needs a respec. Oh, there's some more people that kind of show up. Yeah. Let's see what we're gonna do about that. So we have a lot of different
some stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Guys have some serious helmets.
Yeah. So he was trying to get me with the gas grenade, but ooh.
It's just straight up Mortal Kombat uppercut at that point.
That was a pretty good uppercut.
All right, let's get out of here before we need to do more damage. I think Dusan gave us some information about, like, he was trying to join the ARC. He was trying to join the organization. It's running like the more radical part of the organization, and he gave us some information there in that little speech, so we can meet one of his buddies. Do you see like we're also showing like how people kind of organize themselves. This is like a daycare out in Gollum City.
Oh, nice.
It's one of our, I think that's our lead level designer, little girls drawing. And yeah, you can kind of get a feeling, and if you overhear like this family, they're having serious thoughts about their current situation right now. You can overhear this guy's talking about something that he's done with Dusan as well. See how kind of like set themselves up.
The area really looks like lived in. You know,
yeah,
like
that's
cool.
That's one of the things, with the Dawn engine. All the clutter is something like, because we find like just the way that we place the scenes and model the scenes is a really kind of a storytelling technique as well. Like you can kind of tell like what these people are going through just by that. Let's go the elevator. This guy.
Is there something I can help you with?
People in this far-flung future still smoking real cigarettes. Huh?
Yeah.
That's how you know they're real.
And Adam's one of them actually, but with his augmented lungs, I guess he's
The police
allowed.
had him and his brother Tibor locked up in the Narrows.
Yeah, the cops were working Dushin over pretty good when I found him. Wasn't exactly a fair fight, so I stepped in.
Is he okay?
He'll be fine. Looking forward to sleeping in his own bed tonight.
Not a lot of people in here.
Some of these people have some cut rate looking augs on them.
Yeah.
Some of these arms and stuff, like some real janky aftermarket parts.
The police by yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of them, like they were augmented workers, and that's why they were. That's why the Prague was a turning point, where a lot of migrant workers. It was like a stepping stone for other places in Europe, and that's why like. Let's see, what did he tell us again? After, yeah, I think that's
when you've robbed a man of everything, he's no longer in your power. He's free again.
Spoken like a true brother of the revolution. I think I even heard conviction in your voice.
That's some interesting context for like an example of how somebody might be kind of railroaded into becoming augmented, as opposed to like,
exactly.
You think of bionic enhancements as like, oh, I'm going to have like cyber fists and robot eyes or whatever. It's
like, no, you have a mining job and you need to lift shit.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like maybe you got your arms replaced so your family could eat or whatever.
Yeah, it's not all glorified superheroes or rich people choosing to.
That seems like a plausible way this could end up going for real. Like
the future is turning out to be a much uglier place than expected. So
All right, so we're gonna make our way up to this infamous cutscene that we don't want.
Okay.
We're in business.
All right, I'll just say the word. Well, we're here.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
All right.
I hope you put air quotes around.
All right, let's
tell
try
me
to
when
get
the
through
mission's
it.
back on track. I'm heading into an area called the Throat.
Okay.
Let's see, we can skip it.
Look at that.
Oh, that's all right, so a little
Just gonna pantomime what's happening in the cutscene for people.
Oh, I can't believe he said that.
Oh! That dude is talking!
Who's who? Who's Jensen? And who's the other guy?
Yeah.
All right, and then skip this part too, and we can go back.
All right.
Okay.
Patch you through. What am I, your fucking secretary now? Jensen, I thought you were back on track.
I am.
Yeah, so this is the storage area. We can make our way through here.
Got a feeling about this guy.
Fine.
I think there's a little bit
But
of
remember, you're there for Rucker.
protection
If he's
here.
behind these attacks,
Oh, these
everyone else
lasers
will fall in line.
have some mines on them, but we have the remote hack, so we can use that. It's quite a useful augmentation. Oh, is it per laser? Oh, wow. All right.
I like your style. Always be crouching.
Yeah.
That's right out of the big book of stealth.
Yeah.
So you don't want them to hear you coming.
Exactly. Let's see what we can do here. This is the hacking
here
as
we
well.
go.
This is
Okay.
back.
All right.
Wow, it's kind of stressful doing this. Like,
No pressure.
yeah, exactly.
Just don't get locked out.
That's right. It seems to be going quite well. I think I have a lot of hacking augmentation, so it's.
I can tell you from experience, the more that you think you're going to screw up, the more you will screw up.
Oh.
Across the board, 100%. The second that the little voice in your head starts going, you're going to mess this up, like you, without fail, will mess it up.
And I'll tell you that the only way to get free of it is to just stop caring and go with it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like sometimes you're gonna make it, sometimes you're not.
Yep.
It'll all be okay in the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, now you need to hack that lock with your fist. Done. All right.
Yeah, a little bit of loot. Oh,
I feel like
looting is always an important thing in our
sure.
game.
I feel like I remember the hacking minigame being kind of fun from the first one.
Yeah, I definitely found myself reading as many emails as I could.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and
crouching around,
right,
looking at computers.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have the art key. Let's see. Can I just get into this elevator? Right. That should work. Yeah, and the emails are like super interesting. And that's like for the longest time when we were testing the game and they're not in there. And it's like so unsatisfying. Like you make all your way to the computer and then you get in there.
You just see like some string placeholder text.
Yeah,
like,
and
all these
email 1.
All these emails are written in Latin.
Yeah, and it's just so satisfying afterwards. Like the initial mission is in Dubai, and then there's like some.
Keep my eyes open. Back in
One of the operatives there doesn't like you very much, and then when you get back into the task force, you can read like on one of the emails somebody has to write a report about this, and they're like, well, what's the confusion? Who's leading that who was leading that thing in Dubai? Was it Jensen or was it McReady? And tell me about it. That Miller, he makes it so confusing for us, and it's just all of that stuff like really brings the world to life.
Looks like Ark has repurposed it for living quarters. Or barracks, maybe.
Those two things have very different connotations.
What kind of approach do you guys prefer?
Well, everyone in front of you is armed, so...
I would say maybe a quiet approach until it goes bad and then shoot everyone.
That's pretty much my operating plan.
Yeah.
In every game. Stealthy until it's not.
Yeah.
They try to intimidate me.
That tends to happen, yeah. Because sometimes it's so polarizing. People are like, do you play stealth? Do you play action?
Right.
But most people actually try to do a little bit of both, and they try to be stealthy until.
I think that's why I couldn't play a lot of the early stealth games before they'd figured out a way to just like, if you have to go loud, just let them. It was more about fail states and stuff like that.
And that's the nice thing about it, because you can get back into the stealth state as well. If you disappear, the enemies are going to look for you for a little while, but then you're going to be able to get back into the stealth as well. Unless you choose not to, which is fine as well.
Now go. Go keep your eyes open.
So this is the guy that we were talking to before, and he's obviously betrayed us. He's warned his buddies that we're coming.
Some gratitude for you.
Yeah. So we can actually confront him about that.
We'll have to kill him later.
We could kill him right now, or we can actually kind of go up to him and talk to him if you want. Or we can just kind of make our way through here, and this is another thing that the remote hacking allows us to do. Oh, yeah, doing so well. You can deploy certain things. Got a new praxis kit by doing that. So this electrified path. You can have an augmentation. You can have some thermal armor against that as well. This augmentation, the dash, to kind of like just dash through. And you can have a look around here. And this is one of those computers that are there, and you can see the setup here. It's a little bit different. These guys are more like the soldier parts of the organization. And all throughout the while, you can kind of hear Rucker's speech to his people, and you can kind of understand his side of things as well as you make your way through here. Some guys there.
Do you think we're ever going to get back to the way it was?
I have to think that.
Seems very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're limited on ammo, and then that's one of the things you can craft the ammo as well once you find parts. Or was there something about not showing menus or something like that?
I don't know if that counts.
That doesn't count as a menu, right?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's cool. Yeah, it's just the game seems more vertical, or at least this area seems more vertical
that's
than.
Definitely one of the things that we wanted to explore level design-wise is verticality, and this obviously like this level really caters to it. There's so many paths, and he's coming to investigate.
Oh, wow!
You heard the sound.
Oh wow! He heard
some of these guys are augmented, and you can actually have a look at it when you.
Oh man, he's got like jump feet, jump boots.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So it just straight up tells you what he has.
I think
that's cool.
I think he saw me there, or did he?
Hi. Remember what we said? Punch him in the throat. He'll be all right. Yeah. I assume like as soon as anybody fires a gun, it's just on, right?
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, and until like they're gonna be looking out for me. And there's the camera here. Which way I want to go? Get away from here. Yeah, so threat lost. They've lost me entering a different section.
Looks like I'm into some kind of operations area now. My gut tells me Rucker's gonna be above all this, someplace high,
flying around.
+1 machine pistol.
Yeah, looting is very important. Like that's how you're gonna get a lot of credits, a lot of the bullets. Obviously, like we tried working on the combat pillar a lot in this game to bring it up to snuff a little bit. We felt like that was lacking a little bit in Human Revolution. Not so much because we wanted people to play that way, but more as like if we're all about offering choice, then it has to be a true choice, and you have to
like everything needs to feel viable.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was the thing. One of the criticisms of the previous game, at least in the initial release, was that the boss fights, those confrontations, were kind of a little more difficult to do if you wanted to be peaceful about it.
Yeah, and that's something that we addressed as well.
Yeah.
We made sure, like, no matter what kind of. Oh, let's try a different path actually. Here. This is one of the passive augmentations that I have right now. You can see like the little icon at the bottom
Cyber lungs.
Oh wow.
So that allows me to take advantage of this path that otherwise I wouldn't be able to enter so much. And that wasn't very strategic.
That was.
Definitely a veteran move. I understand why you would have gotten 20 XP as a veteran there.
And a little beer to go with it. Yeah,
of course.
There we go.
Pointing your gun and shooting is the most strategic.
Yeah. And
after inhaling gas, pouncing down, and murdering a man, there's nothing I like more than to steal his beer and drink it.
And the shotgun he's got a lot of stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Take his stuff, his shotgun. He had a shotgun too. All right, let's try to find a different path if we don't want to just end up staying here killing everybody.
That guy's scream was very fearsome. You have to get away.
There's electricity here, and then again you can see the passive augmentation, the shield. That means that I have that augmentation as well. Yeah. So that's another path that's available to me. Normally, for a player, like as you make your way through the game, you wouldn't be able to get more than like maybe 70% of the augmentations. Because again, that fits our philosophy of choice. If you can ultimately end up getting everything, then that's not a true choice. So you shouldn't be able to. But we do have a new game plus mode that we offer.
Yeah, that's always like a fun second playthrough thing of just like I want to see it all.
Yeah, and it's
like all the dialogue options I wasn't able to do early game before, and
yeah, that's exactly right. And it's more of a toy, because it's not, narratively things don't fit in, that don't work so well anymore. But that's fine. It's just for players to kind of have fun with and have the satisfaction, and maybe try like different play styles because, maybe you wanted to do it a certain way before.
Mop up the rest of the achievements.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. That's kind of tempting. Yeah. Let's see if we can surprise this guy from here.
a seat.
How it's pounding so hard.
That's one way to do it.
It's kind of the coward's way of doing it.
Oh, you got the guy on your right too.
Yeah. Oh man. Nice.
Let's see if we can get a little bit of protection maybe as well. So we have some other augmentations, the shield. Let's try this instead now that we've used the nano blade.
It's a cool effect.
Yeah. Get rid of that. We actually need to be going in that direction. So.
There are a lot of people here.
You can actually use
They seem unhappy.
this as protection as well, so that's what the augmented strength is kind of good for as well. Let's try to disappear a little bit. Gonna need some more energy. Oh, this guy's not.
Not anymore.
And what do we have?
So that stealth just lets you walk right through those wires?
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe we need something better than a gas grenade for. A lot of guys. All right.
You made a lot of friends on your way
Yeah,
here.
I think, yeah.
Nice. Problems handled.
Yeah.
Chicane, I'm moving in on Rucker's position. You got those coordinates yet?
I'll transmit them as soon as I've finished my coffee.
Don't leave me hanging, Chicane.
You just worry about getting our man. And be careful. He's dangerous.
We'll see.
All right, so we're about to meet Rucker.
Blade comes out.
I'm an arm.
I'm sure you'll understand.
No, I don't believe we do.
As the
Unless
customary
Sasha
final
is
request
doing
of
jumping jacks in the background and
do not
saying.
kill any more of my people on your way out. Their only crime against you is.
I see a 5 over there. Okay, all right. I think we got about 5 minutes left.
All right.
After the train station attacks, I knew it was only a matter of time before they sent someone. Please, sit.
This isn't a social call, Rucker. I'm here to take you in.
The video game preview plan will not be subverted this day.
Got the documentation right here.
Yeah, see?
Communicate our message, offer assistance. The Ark is a non-violent organization.
It's interesting to meet this character at this point in the game because, like, obviously, like the Ark has been blamed for a lot of stuff, and your investigation with the task force. It's kind of like it seems tilted a little bit, like they're kind of assuming that they're the bad guys, and when you finally get to speak with Rucker, you find out that there's a lot more to it than you might have thought. And
So you're kind of like hearing his speech as you're going through the town, maybe kind of giving you some new questions about the true nature of things.
Yeah, and then finally meeting him, like obviously he's a very intelligent guy, and he's very moderate in what he has to say, and he's very wise to the current situation. Like you said, he kind of expected somebody to show up someday to kind of take him out, and
he's got the fancy robot hands.
Yeah,
but maybe he's playing you.
You said you don't want any more of your people getting hurt, but if I have to bring you in by force, I will, and they're gonna try to stop me. there's a better chance of avoiding violence.
So we could have actually, we would have had a better chance at this conversation. We would have started off on a better foot if I hadn't killed so many people on the way there.
Oh, so you actually get like a different version of the conversation.
Right.
Okay, that's cool.
And then you can see like that's the.
Oh right.
That's the augmentation that allows you to.
And murdering without the courage to proclaim their convictions in front of the rest
It's a
of the
social
world.
augmentation. All right, so and then it kind of gives you a profile of who he's like, and so then you have to figure out, and you can still figure out this conversation, by yourself, just by the tone of it, and what he seems to be appealing to, and the arguments that he's making. You can kind of figure it out, but this gives you a little bit of an advantage because.
Do I really have to
The Cassis augmentation tells you specifically, through the analysis, you can kind of pay attention and see what kind of profile.
So that analysis comes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No. Go ahead.
So that comes from an optional augmentation. That's not something that's built into.
No, that's
this?
not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the choices that players have to make. They have to invest in this if they want that particular advantage.
I know all that. It's happening to me too. But I am out here actively trying to stop the killing on both sides. What are you accomplishing by filming speeches?
I thought that logic and reason would be enough. I had faith that the non-augmented would come to their senses given time. But it's become clear I have to do more. There's so much work I have to do. I am beset by the bombings on one side and Ark internal politics on the other, and it may be that the two are connected. I have to regroup.
Yeah.
To decide what is best.
All right.
I can kind of like skip through.
Get the wave from off camera here.
Yeah.
We'll have to wrap this thing up here in a second. I feel like that's a pretty good overview of what you guys have going on.
Things are bad everywhere.
Shot some people, talked to some people.
Yeah.
It drags on.
Robot hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
robot lungs. Real cigarettes.
Yeah, ultimately it's about player freedom, player expression, and self-expression through the game, and having a lot of different ways of going about things, and just being creative with the game, and using the systems to your advantage, and then just mixing and matching things.
Sure.
So the game's got to be pretty close to done at this point, right?
Yeah, it's very, very close to done. Like we're
submitting pretty soon. Or
we're checking emails about the submission process, and things are going quite well.
That stuff doesn't stop just because you're out on the road.
No, that's it. Yeah, sure. No, we're very close.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well,
That's
Patrick,
very exciting.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for bringing it by.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.